Hello and welcome to Mr. E's Watch Reviews. Nice and bright and early on Saturday morning. Well, I won't say exactly early. It's only 8 o'clock. I mean, it's early for a lot of people, but not for me. Today I'm wearing the Silent Service. We have another watch from Mr. Wee over at MMI. I believe this is the Black Dial Turret GMT. You guys have seen the one that I bought for myself personally, with the baby blue dial. Some people call it Tiffany. Yeah, that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. All right. So, again, this I believe is version 3 of the turret. I believe this is also the first GMT version. I know they had the chronograph and they had the diver, but this one is the GMT diver. I gotta say, personally, on mine, I really enjoy the watch. The case shape and everything works really well and fits my wrist very nicely. It's extremely comfortable, and at some point I'll go grab mine just so we can have the two side by side. But the crown action, everything like that, works nice. The crown guards are kind of slim, but they work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually guard the crown, do what they're supposed to be doing. Hang on a second. Let me reposition this light. Yes, there we go. That's better. Wind this bad boy up. Now, one of the things I do like about this, like the second hand, you can see it's like super, super thin and skinny, but it's got that red tip, which makes it easy to read. And also with the GMT hand, again, nice big orange tip makes it stand out. One of the things that, for me, because I'm nearsighted, I like this date wheel and all that, but it's hard for me to see without my glasses. Like here on the camera, no problem. Can read that all day long. Very smooth. This is running the NH34A. But, all the crown action, everything feels very good. You spin it down to go to the date. And then, of course, go this way for changing the hours. Now, the NH34A doesn't have a jumping hour hand, as it doesn't make this one jump. But when you move this one, see how it doesn't like just kind of glide? It jumps to whatever the next hour position would be. And again, you can see the little 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And like here. See, like, okay. Boom. Like right there is lined up on 8 o'clock. And it's saying it's also 8 o'clock on the GMT hour hand. And see again. Like, this can be kind of hard, Like, that says 8 o'clock exactly. And I mean, that pretty much says 8 o'clock. It just looks like it might be a little tiny cunt hair off. But again, this is a prototype. Excuse me. Basically, it's got all the same dimensions, obviously, as my blue one. These do come with the quick release end links that are solid end links and female, which again makes for a very comfortable wear. The clasp, very nice clasp. It's got the fold over with the double pushers, all milled, with lots of holes to micro adjust. Screw link bracelet, which again, very nice touch. The finishing on MMI's watches is really up there. I mean, the brushing and the polishing and everything feels really good, and there's no sharp edges. Like all the MMI watches that I've handled, um, they've been very impressive. The only one I wasn't super impressed with was the Sky Dweller, and I wasn't impressed with the watch. I just wasn't impressed with the bracelet. But again, it was a prototype, um, and I'm not the only one that Mr. We heard stuff from on that one. But 316 stainless steel, sapphire crystal, and a very limited production run. Like this is 61 of 88. I'd have to go see which one number mine is. The bezel action is nice. They did try to do something a little different here. As the bezel action, like you see how you got these little lips right here. The bezel action does sit down into the case just a little bit. It is designed based off of the Monitor and the Merrimack, for the U.S. Civil War. So, for those of you all who don't know, they were the first ironclad ships in the world. Okay, up until that point, everything was just wood. They put a bunch of metal and iron plates and stuff like that on two different ships. Well, one of them, actually, I think both of them, if I remember correctly, were retrofitted. The CSS Virginia, which became the Merrimack, or maybe it was the Merrimack and then it was called the Virginia. Damn it, it's been so long since I took history class. I'm sorry, I graduated high school in 96. So, okay. If I remember correctly, for historical purposes, it was originally called the Merrimack. It was then captured by the South, and they changed the name to the Virginia and basically put a giant iron barn on top and made the entire top deck iron. Essentially, she had cannons. I think it was 4 down the sides and 1 in the front and the rear. Where the Monitor went slightly different, they made the Monitor where it was basically almost flat and flush with the water level. You know what I'm saying? Like the deck of the ship was not that high above the water line. And they had a giant turret on there. Well, the turret would able to spin around 360 degrees and fire and whatnot. So this is based off of the Monitor with the turret design. For those of y'all who don't know, and again, y'all can go check out your history class or whatever, but basically that battle was such a brutal, bloody battle. The people that were in it, like their ears were bleeding from, the shots hitting the sides of the ships, and essentially neither one of them were able to sink the other one. The cannonballs and munitions of the time just did not have enough oomph to, pierce the iron armor and all that. So, anyway, extremely interesting topic and subject and all that good stuff. So please go hit up your damn history and read up on the Monitor and the Merrimack. And again, myself personally, I think history is probably one of the most important subjects. It will teach you what not to do and how people in the past were fucking up or doing right. And anybody that says that, oh man, fuck history, they're a moron and you need to get as far the fuck away from them as possible. Because they're a straight fucking moron. I'm sorry, and anybody that's like, history isn't interesting. Bitch, are you serious right now? Most of the coolest movies you've ever watched were based off of fucking shit that went down in history. So, just saying. Some of y'all motherfuckers need to get out and read a goddamn book. Is what the fuck I'm really saying. And that's coming from somebody who's fucking dyslexic and hates reading. But I love learning. So, sorry, the world at the moment has kind of got me a little aggravated. Like, just motherfuckers trying to erase history, trying to undo this, undo that, change this, change that. And the problem is they don't know what the fuck they're talking about in the first place. Like, had they had actually paid attention in history class, we wouldn't have to have these retarded, ridiculous discussions. Oh, hang on. I got to change the angle here. Not that I think it'll make that much difference. And of course, we also got my steel dive in the background and my Mosley watchwinder that came from the Time Bombardier, Mr. Duncan. Actually, he's got a really cool fucking video out right now. It just popped off this morning. So y'all might want to go over there and check it out. But basically, if you're into winders, he just got one in for a review from the company. It's a big, giant double watch winder. Like, the motherfucker is like tall. It's big as a bitch. It looks like a damn cabinet. But anyway, it's got a fingerprint release thing for the door, and I don't know. It's just cool as shit. It's even got a remote. So anyway, go over to Duncan's channel and check that out. Even if you're not into watch winders, it's still pretty nifty. It's still pretty fucking neat. So this watch here has been all over the place. I am literally the last stop before it goes back to Mr. Wee. So it running a steady plus 25, again, well within the Seiko tolerances. Most of the stuff I get from Mr. Wee is running closer to the, the plus or minus 10 second range. Again, this watch has been shipped all over, handled by everybody. God only knows what has happened. You know what I'm saying? But my main point is, you see that beat error is 0. So that to me is kind of a bigger thing than like how many seconds per day. Like, obviously I want as few seconds per day as possible, but the beat error, like, the closer it is to that 0, just, that's a good runner watch. I will say that I think this one should be regulated back down a little bit, but yeah, the beat error is quite nice. And again, I'm glad I went with the baby blue one, but I really like this black. Like, this is kind of got a very nice, classy look. Like, this one could just go with everything and anything. Not saying that the baby blue one that I have won't, but it's easier to pull off that, or, I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, these are much easier to pull off with a tuxedo versus the blue one. Let me go grab that. All right, so I have my blue one on the time grapher right now, and as you can see, that one's running really good with the seconds per day. The beat error is a little higher than I would like on this one, but again, it's running very consistent and smooth. So this one running a little fast, but the beat error is good. This one's running dead nuts with a little bit of beat error. So, I mean, sometimes you gotta just take the good with the bad, and anything under 5 milliseconds of beat error, and again, we're talking about a millisecond, like, very short period of time. But I just wanted y'all to be able to see, how good the one that I actually bought is running. Like I said, I would prefer it to be 0 seconds or 0 beat error, but it's not worth going in there trying to fiddle with it when it's running that accurate per day. Just so we can have the two of them side by side. But you see what I'm saying about, like, this one, depending on the color of the suit you're wearing, no problem. This one, it wouldn't matter. You can wear it with anything. I swear, looking at these side by side, this date wheel looks like it's easier to read. Or is that just me? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's, white lettering on the black background. Makes it easier. I don't know. I swear to my eyes that the font looks a little different. I'm sure it's not, but you know what I'm saying? Like my eyeballs are saying it is. But like I personally love this watch. Like it is so comfortable. It fits the wrist so nice. Like you see what I'm saying? It sits on there just right. The bracelet feels so good. All the extra links of micro adjust. Like this is easily a watch that you could just wear every single day and it'd just be fine. Like it'd be totally not a problem. Um, One of the things that I would like though would be for the GMT numbers to be just a little bit bigger. And again, this is because I got piss poor eyesight. Um, I do have a different GMT diver. It is actually the one from San Martin. And what they wound up doing is that they sloped the rehaut, like put it at a little bit of a slight angle, painted it dark blue, and then put in kind of large light blue numbers all the way around the rehaut for the GMT times. Um, and again, that's actually a little bit easier to read than, like, say, this one for that other time zone. Um, but again, uh, excuse me, keep burping. Um, Once you get down, like it's down here on the San Martin one, on the rehaut, you kind of got to turn the watch like this in order to see it. So you essentially kind of got to learn and memorize where they all are everywhere on the watch. Uh, but again, both of these very nice bezel action. The one thing I will say with that, it's a little hard to grip on the sides here, so you really kind of got to get it at the 12 and 6 in order to rotate it. Which I know for most of us that's where we grab it at, anyways. But nice, no backplay. I like the fine coin edge because this actually looks like a real edge of a coin, especially United States coin. But yeah, same thing. I mean, mine, very nice bezel action. So, you know, like I said, the only reason why I really brought out mine again is just, oh, whoops, overshot it. So that way y'all can see one that was purchased, you know, and one that's a prototype. Am I getting that right? How in the hell am I doing this wrong? Okay. Sorry, trying to do that on camera and get it lined up is just being a pain in the ass. But yeah, like the quick release bracelet, very nice, works very good. Let's see, like this one here, looks like it was 80 of 88. Here we go. Tilt back down. All right, so basically, if you guys have interest in one of these, I don't know if they still have any left. I haven't been on Mr. Weed's website in just a little while. But you can go check them out, you know, see if you can order one. If not, maybe message Mr. Weed and ask when they're going to be re-released again. Like I said, as far as the turrets go, they have the diver, they have a chronograph which runs off of a Seiko Mega Quartz, and then they have this one here, which is the GMT. Myself personally, I like this one the best. The reason why is that I get the most for the money. I got GMT, I got diver, you know what I'm saying? You just still got the diver bezel. So basically it's identical to the diver, except for you have a fourth hand. The chronograph, you know, you have different date window, or not date windows, but the extra windows and the chronograph function and all that stuff. Myself personally, I can't never remember to start and stop the chronograph at the appropriate times to actually time anything. So, I personally am gravitating away from chronograph watches. I'm just not really into it. They're neat, they're cool, they got a good fun, you know, it's a cool idea. You know what I'm saying? But if I wanted to use a stopwatch, I'm going to use a digital stopwatch. But beyond that, if I'm really wanting to time something, especially racing related or whatever, it's going to have laser start and stop type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the human reaction time is shitty. It is terrible. So, trying to time something with a stopwatch and shit. I mean, yes, it kind of gives you an idea, but how good was the reaction time of the person using it or pushing the button on the stopwatch? So, type shit. Daggone it. What was I getting ready to say? I want to say thank you to all my members. Jody, Dean, Carl Vincent, Underachieving Watch Collector. I know you're not a member, but you're always watching. Stefan up in Canada, P Street Garage, and the house on Pleasant Street. My buddy the Time Bombardier, Duncan. Again, thank you for the winder. My buddy Walk Around Watches, Edge Carnage or Edge Carney. Of course, Philo. And, we still got 2 more watches of Philos that I still need to do. So please be on the lookout for them. And if you guys didn't catch it, we did do the review of the pocket watches. I'm going to be taking these in, getting them serviced. And once we do all that, we'll redo the review so we can show you guys how good they are running and how good they turned out. At any rate, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Think about becoming a member. And also go check out my other YouTube channel. It's all automotive racing car shit. It's Whoop Ass Racing, WHOOPAZZRACING. Basically, it's all spelled just like it sounds, except for ass. It's spelled with Z's, so that way people don't get all butt hurt. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you, Mr. Wee, for letting me watch or check out all the watches and everything like that. If you guys are also still in the market or interested, I think the Norlights are either all sold out or almost all sold out. But if you had any interest in them, you might want to get over there and get on it, because I think the price is going to its full retail here shortly. I should be receiving my Norlight here hopefully soon. It should be sometime this month. So thank you guys. I appreciate everything. Talk to you later. Bye.